Hey guys, so today I'm gonna get hit by a truck in my car because there's a blind fucking corner at the bottom of. Anyway, so today I had you guys watch Vsauce on identity, and of course, basically almost any video on YouTube about identity has to use what is that called? Has to use the issue of implanting memories or false memories. I think that's a requirement. And other than that, he talked mainly about the way in which we have traditionally thought about identity all the way back to ancient times. The thought experiment that the researcher, the professor in England came up with is actually still kicking around. God damn it. No. It's still kicking around, and it is the one where you are going to switch your memories with somebody else, and your memories are going to live in somebody else's body, and their memories are going to live in yours. And one of the bodies, or one of the people after this happens, will get $1 million, and the other one will be tortured for the rest of their lives. But you, before you switch, get to choose which body gets the $1 million and who gets tortured. And so do you pick your body to get the $1 million, or do you pick your memories to get the $1 million? And that's where we kind of try and figure out where people actually think their identity lies. Is it in themselves, or is it in their memories? The fact of the matter is that this is probably one of those questions that we're going to think about and argue about forever. Simply because even if we do eventually figure out how consciousness works and how it is transferred, we're not going to be able to really do much about it because of the ethical concerns. So, for instance, if you are if you're saying that consciousness is your memories or your soul or something like that, then how would you really measure what happens to it afterwards without actually killing somebody and then trying to measure what happens to their consciousness afterwards? Now, invariably, when we talk about this subject, somebody asked me about that 21 grams thing. And yes, that's something that some people have been able to recreate. When you die, within a couple minutes, your body loses 21 grams. And some people say this is the soul. But it's inconsistent. Not everybody gets the same results. Some people get less weight, some people get more weight. And this is like they put the bed and up on a thing that catches all the fluid, so it's not like they're pissing away 21 grams of fluid or anything like that. Everything's accounted for, but it's not. Some experimenters, no weight loss. Others, more than 21 grams. Some 21 grams, some less than 21 grams, but definitely less than nothing. And it could literally be that when all of your lungs exhale at the same time completely, you get rid of 21 grams of gas in your lungs, air from outside. But that's probably not what's going on. Anyway, that is not important here. But somebody always brings it up when we talk about identity and the soul and, those kinds of things. What is important here is to understand that your identity is complex and changing throughout your lifespan. Your identity now is not 100% the same as your identity was 4 years ago, nor will it be 100% the same as it will be 4 years from now. There's a lot of things that can change. For instance, you might get clean and sober. You might become a clean and sober holy roller, meaning basically one of those hardcore AA guys or hardcore NA guys. You could get married. You could get divorced if you are married. You could have another kid. You could, lose somebody important to you. So if your parent is still alive, you might be a person who is now surviving the death of their parent. You could become a widower. You could, heaven forbid, lose a child. All of those will change your identity irrevocably. And those are measurable things. Your identity is not necessarily fluid, but it isn't set in stone. Or if it is set in stone, then you can carve it over and over and over again. So I want you guys to realize when we talk about your identity, the reason why we focus on it, the reason why I focus on it, is because I want you to think about the fact that you can change at any point in time. Change what you believe in, you can change who you are, and to a degree, that changes your identity. Okay.